Among the excluded social groups, the population with disabled hearing forms a special category composed of people with special sensorial characteristics who are disadvantaged in exercising participation in public life of the country due to the absence or inadequacy of specific arrangements, legal standards, and policies aimed at enabling their access to visual media information. The access of deaf to the information transmitted by the television programs requires specifically designed technical facilities and procedures in order to translate the information to them. These facilities and procedures might vary from case to case, ranging from captioning or subtitling to the use of an interpreter of the sign language. It is their right to use sign language, to have a sign language interpreter, to have bilingual education. It is to this effect that the Zambia National Association of the Deaf Executive Director, James Kapembwa, has appealed to government through the Minister of Information and Media to reinforce the sign language interpretation exercise in both public and private broadcasting sector so as to cater for those who rely on it for information. Mr. Kapembwa says the government should set aside funds on the budget to partner with the private sector to implement the sign language interpretation exercise.
When appointing the cabinet, he sees interpreters, and every day we must be ready. Even by the time they are appointing the interpreters, the new cabinet, the interpreters must be there. The interpreters must be chosen and must be appointed for all the stations. Because even as deaf people, we do watch TV, and that's the way we receive information, through an interpreter. We shouldn't be waiting to watch TV only at news time. No, we need to be watching TV every time, like these other friends of ours. We need to be watching TV every time. So we are asking for the new government to put aside the budget for the interpreters so that we can be at the same level.
Before the cabinet was announced, the well-abled community had pressed a demand that one of them should strategically be placed in front row with the hope that they will be well represented. However, Mr. Kapembwa has encouraged the newly appointed cabinet to be inclusive in their execution of their duties.
Because as I have seen, in the new cabinet, there is no disabled person in the new cabinet. But we know they are capable of working and they are going to deliver. What is important is we want the new cabinet and the new government to hear from us. For a long time, we've been asking for the disabled representative in the cabinet. But up to now, we haven't achieved that. So we have the new government under President Hakainde Hichilema. So we want the president to have an inclusive government where all the disabled are included, young, youths, women, and old.
It is the hope of Mr. Kapembwa and the rest of the deaf community that the new government will put into consideration their appeal and ensure inclusiveness going forward. Alex Chimba, Camnet News, Lusaka.